We've taken some steps that we think will enhance the shareholder value. We did a realignment of senior management and made several promotions and additions of some staff over the past year. We've now got revenue-based departments within the institution. I already mentioned Mike Lewis a few minutes ago, who came on to do our commercial real estate and lending side of things, has hit the ground running and built a really, really solid team. It's a huge, huge asset generator for us. And for those of you who've been with us for years know that's been our toughest fight. We can bring in deposits by moving the interest rates a tenth of a point, but getting good quality assets internally generated that haven't already been brokered down has been a tough game for us. Nicole in the front row here has been given expanded responsibilities. She now has all of the retail banking group, anything customer facing except the lending, reports through Nicole. That's the web services, the customer service department, all the marketing. Literally everything is hers. Kevin Quinn, who joined us a couple of years ago from, at the time, was First Indiana Bank, has done a great job in building up the mortgage lending side. He now has total responsibility for all retail lending. The RV programs and stuff we talked about a few minutes ago are all going to fall under Kevin going forward. So he's got the consumer side of lending. Nicole has everything else. And Charles Perfetti, or CP, who was the CEO of Landmark, is working with Jeff and Lorinda and I on the strategic opportunities and strategic futures for the bank. We also, obviously, part of the plan coming out of the current economic situation is to grow the organization. And we've had great success thus far in the first quarter of the year. We think, again, that growth along with the lending efforts and a better banking platform will enable us to hit the $550 million mark by year end. And we're hoping to be a $1 billion institution. We set the internal goal by 2015. That can be done potentially with internally generated capital. There might come a point in time that we need to go to the marketplace. But if we get on that kind of a growth trajectory and a pattern, I don't think the capital raise will be a tough issue. As of March 31, the bank was in a position that we could actually grow to $565 million while still maintaining the new regulatory ratio that they're focused on of an 8% Tier 1 capital ratio. The bank has, obviously, I talked a few minutes ago what we did in repositioning the balance sheet over the past year and adding consumer accounts and driving out some of the kind of brokered and commercial activity. We have the ability to do that again moving forward. Over the course of the year, we have a significant amount of cash and investment securities on hand that are available to fund loan originations as the opportunities are identified. Again, we still have a $30 million plus in Federal Home Loan Banks that loans that we could pay off, and our broker deposits and the CD area are about 7% of our total CDs outstanding. So we have some repositioning and balancing we could do. We're always looking at new revenue channels and new opportunities. Obviously, the online origination platform we built is a tremendous machine. So we've talked to a couple institutions. Can we private label our services and programs to help them out and add additional fee income to our bottom line? CP and I are always looking at other alternatives for us, be it in the wealth management area or other fee-based platforms where we could open up new products and services that we can make it integrated into what we're doing today to give a better program to our consumers. Potential acquisitions. Obviously, with the increased cost of compliance out here on a daily basis, there's a lot of folks that feel this is kind of the beginning of the death of the community bank market. You see it day in and day out. There were 3 additional banks closed this past Friday. There's just the feeling that a lot of the community banks will not be able to survive all the regulatory compliances, changes on fees and structures, potential changes coming up on the debit card side. I'll tell you point blank, our FDIC insurance premiums have increased over 200% over what we were paying a few years ago. There's just a lot of operating expense. If they're not running lean and mean, it could provide some real opportunities for us. So we're obviously taking a look in the acquiring side if the opportunity presents itself and we can strike a deal as we did with Landmark. Focus on asset originations is huge. That has always been a little bit of our Achilles heel, and anything we can do to add on and diversification opportunities in that platform is of great interest to us. There's also another regulatory play coming in July with a phase out of Reg Q. That's going to open up the ability to pay interest rate on commercial accounts, and who knows what kind of opportunity that will lead to for us. So we're obviously following that regulatory channel very focused and looking at all opportunities that come about. Going back to, again, the communications on the shareholder play, we actually now have I call it a mail list. I know that there's a prettier social networking term for it out here today, but the bottom line, you can sign up and we'll push all of the news alerts, quarterly earnings releases, et cetera, to you on an upfront basis. And it comes out of the bank corp as well as the bank itself. So if you'd like to sign up, the website is posted here to go in, and you'll be the first to know everything that's going on within the First Internet Bank organization. Bottom line, and wrap up with the final slide here for you. You've heard me go on for a long time here. It's growth. That's the number one word. It all sums up into the organization. We have weathered the storm of the economic recession, and we're in a great position. We have a very clean balance sheet. We have, I can truthfully tell you, the best set of employees we've had since we started the bank in 1999, and we have a great opportunity to grow the organization while still maintaining a very strong capital position. And one of the misnomers in the marketplace today, ours is all pure capital. It is our capital. We have no TARP money that we have to repay to the federal government. We have no trust preferred shares out here. So this is really live capital. There's talk. Obviously, TARP needs to get paid back by community banks. If they have no secondary market to replace those funds, provides opportunity for us. There's discussions that trust preferred will no longer be counted as a tier 1 capital product. It's a tier 2 capital, and if that's the case, a lot of banks are going to be in trouble with that as well. We think we have the ability to continue to generate high quality assets, probably the best position we've been in, again, in 12 years to really get the asset generation engine going, and that's a key to improving the bottom line earnings and the numbers on the institution. Improved efficiencies. We've talked all along about the ability to leverage our model. Obviously, we had great success in 2010, even building up the infrastructure and building up staffing. We truly feel we're in a position today to double down on the balance sheet without significant capital expenditures or additional staff, and then our numbers will just absolutely be knocking them out of the park. The end result of the top three should be enhancing that shareholder value. We're always looking at opportunities out here in the marketplace for new products and services to offer to the bank, looking at acquisition opportunities that make sense, add to our bottom line. And we've also talked to large organizations that have come and looked at us. And we ride both sides of that fence, acquire or be acquired. And if the right deal and the right opportunity comes along, believe me, we'll share it with you. With that, thank you for your continued support.